Hello, welcome. My name's Crystal Thies and I'm the LinkedIn Ninja. Today we're going to be talking about how to effectively utilize LinkedIn events, both to share your events as well as get great visibility. So to get started, we're going to create an event that I'm participating in coming up, and then I'll show you a couple of other strategies to build your awareness for your events. So to get to LinkedIn events, they are underneath the More tab on your main navigation bar. So if we click on More, you'll find events, and go ahead and click on that, and it will open up your main events homepage. And on this homepage you can see what events your connections are involved in, any recent changes that they've been doing. Also on the right hand side here in this column are your events, any events that you've created yourself or just other people's events that you have interacted with, either by saying that you're interested or attending, so that you can easily see what you have coming up on your calendar. We're going to add an event. So we're going to go over here and click on the Add an Event tab. And what that's going to do is open up some blank fields. Now, if you're creating an event and you're getting registrations, chances are you probably have another website or web page that has all of the information about your event and that you're using to get those registrations. And so I highly recommend having that open when you start this out. And so we have ours open. So I'm going to click over here to this other tab, and this is an event that is being hosted by the Cincinnati AMA, and I'm speaking at it. So the first thing we're going to need is the title of our event. So we can go over here and we can just quickly and easily do a quick copy, and we can pop back over here to our events and just paste the title in real easy. The date, November 15th, is when we're hosting the event, and it's going to start at 7:45 a.m. So we can just make that quick change, and it's going to be ending at 9 a.m. So we can just go ahead and change 9 and make sure that you change this p.m. to an a.m. because that is the default setting. Also a default setting when you're creating an event is that it is set by default to Pacific time. So if you're not in Pacific time, make sure you change this. Otherwise, the times will look very, very strange to the people in your time zone because it will be off. If it's a virtual event, you would go ahead and check that box. Next is the venue name. What would you call the location? In this instance, we're going to go ahead and scroll down here. It's at the Cintas Center, which is at Xavier University. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick copy on that, and we'll paste the name of it right over here. The location is the address, so we're going to come back here and we're going to grab that. We're also going to grab here that it's in the executive boardroom, so people know specifically where in Cintas Center it is, and we'll just go ahead and hit a paste, and it'll go all the way to the home. It has the entire location there. Next is the website. Now this website is the website that people should have to go to actually register. So we're going to go ahead, this is the main, it's not just the Cincinnati AMA site. If we clicked over here, we're going to go to their main site. So we're actually taking them, we go back directly to the page about this event. And so we can just go ahead and grab that URL up in the top and come back over here and paste it in, so that way they're able to go to it. So are you attending? Are you interested? Are you not attending? If you're the person creating it, go ahead and click on that. If you're the presenter or an exhibitor, go ahead and change that. Now, are you organizing? Yes, I am organizing this event. Actually, I'm not organizing this event, so I'm not going to claim the event, which is one thing to keep in mind, because you can create an event in LinkedIn for somebody else's event. So say it's someone or an organization that's not quite as sophisticated, they have that other site, but you want to be able to easily share the event in LinkedIn because it's so much easier that way. You can go ahead and create the event even though it's not yours, but don't check this box. Now add more details. Right now we haven't given them a whole lot of information about it, so we're going to scroll down here. Here you'll see that we have our non-HTML text box where we can go ahead and put some descriptive information. So I'm going to go back here to our website, and I'm going to do a quick copy of all of the text describing the event, and I can just go ahead and paste that in here. And it will have everything that is on that other site, so people will have all the information. What kind of event is it? This is more of a training than a networking or meetup. You want to make sure that you categorize this appropriately because this is one of the fields that people can use to search for events. Industry, since it's more functionally based for sales and marketing professionals, it's really not industry specific, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that blank. Keywords. This is about sales, it's about marketing, it's about social media, LinkedIn, prospecting. Any types of keywords that you think people might look for events about that is relevant to yours. You want to go ahead and put that in there. Who should attend? This is geared for sales professionals, marketing professionals, small business owners. So think about who it is that would want to come to this event and who it is that you want to have at this event. Very, very key. The organization, this is the Cincinnati AMA's Sales and Marketing SIG is what they are known as. So I went ahead and put that in there. So we've got all of the information. Now all we have to do is click on Publish the Event. Now, when we publish the event, it will ask us, if we want to share it with contacts. You can do this here, or you can do it actually at the event listing if you want. If it's an event you're really trying to get people to, you can also use LinkedIn's pay-per-click advertising ability to send them directly to your event page if you're really interested in getting some paid advertising for that. So let's go ahead and go back to our events home. And what we will see now is that it will be listed in our right hand because we created it. So here's LinkedIn for the sales professional. And so if we look at the actual listing, now you can see it has all of our information. Here's our link to go and register. It's nice and active. If we click on show more here, it will show the full description. We went ahead and pasted in there. If you're wanting to share it via email outside of LinkedIn, it gives you a nice clean URL there that you can use as opposed to this really messy one that's up there because you're logged into the account. What's really great about LinkedIn events though, that makes it important to create an event in LinkedIn even if you have that outside page are these sharing buttons to be able to say that you're attending, you're interested, or even that you're not attending. Because whenever anybody clicks on these buttons, it goes into their news feed and it will show everybody that you're either attending, you're interested in it, so it makes it really easy. Actually here, let me go ahead and I can show you where that appears. We'll go to my profile and here we can see Crystal Thies added LinkedIn for Sales Professional Advanced Prospecting. So if I went back to it now, and let's say there's another button down here, it says recommend, has a little thumbs up sign. If I click on that, that too will go into my news feed. May not have had a chance to update quite yet, but let's go ahead and go back here to our events, but it would have shown up there. So anytime you interact with an event, it goes into your news feed and your network gets to see that. That's why it's really important. Another thing with sharing the event. Now, I clicked on that I was attending it. I created it. As part of creating it, I said I was attending and I was presenting at it, and then I clicked on the recommend button. You want to try and space out this activity is one of the great ways to get some more visibility, because since it goes into the news feed, only those people that are looking at it at that point are likely to see it. So now that I've created it and I said that I'm attending, it's in the news feed. I may want to wait a couple of hours and come back and click on this recommend. Now, what we saw when I first created it invited me to share with people. That button is right here next to the recommend. It opens up a message, and here it pulls in a lot of the details of the event. One thing I will mention, for some reason with this feed here, you can see it gives the date. It does not give the time. You can't edit this. I highly recommend you go ahead and edit and put the time in here. One of the biggest things I get from people when I send it out is that instead of clicking on the link and looking at the details, when they don't see the time, they'll email me back first and ask me what time it is, which takes all of us a lot more time than it really needs to. They could have just clicked on the link and found that out. But to make it easier for you, go ahead and I would say, add the time, just like this, and then that way you don't have to worry about it. Also, you can see here it only pulls in limited information, so if you wanted to, you could go back and copy and paste more, if you wanted to go ahead and put that in. Now, to add your people, if you click on this little blue LinkedIn logo, it's going to pull up a listing of your connections. Now, this is a local based live event, so having to scroll through almost 1,300 of my connections wouldn't really make sense, but I can specify this is in the Cincinnati area. I only want to pull in my Cincinnati people, and I can scroll through this, and then I can easily see, well, who is it appropriate for. Just go ahead and click on their names. I can send it to up to 50 people at a time. So when I was done, I could click on finish and send that out. I'm going to go ahead and cancel it. Now, one thing, if you're wanting to send it out to more than 50 people, after you've made any changes to this, go ahead and do a copy, or you may want to paste it into Word so you have it another place safe in case it accidentally gets deleted from your clipboard, so that then once you've sent it this first time, you can easily go in and just paste it in there and pick your next 50 people. Now, another thing too, if you're sending this out to more than one person at a time, this little box down here is always checked by default. It says allow recipients to see each other's names and email addresses. If you're sending out a group message like this, make sure you uncheck that box, because that way all of your connections aren't necessarily connected with each other and don't necessarily want their email addresses floating around out there. So make sure you uncheck that if you're going to do it. So one of the things that I've done for an event in the past, after I've created it, I've sent out a message telling people about it, but instead of just telling them about the event, because that seems like, okay, I really want you to come, and what is most important is being able to send this to people who maybe it's not ideal for, but might be able to help get me some people. So here's a message that I'd sent out instead of using the default share it. Basically what I did was I sent this out to several hundred of my connections, and all I asked them was, I requested a small favor to share some information. All I wanted them to do down here, at minimum, click on the link and click that they were interested in the event, whether they planned to come or not. Because like I said, when they clicked on interested, it went out to their entire network. And what that meant was that the event got visibility to their entire network. And so let's take a look at that event. It's an older event. Obviously you can see I sent this out, it was like over a year ago, but this was a really successful strategy, and so that's what I wanted to show you. So here's the event. It's still sitting out here on LinkedIn. It's a past event. But if you look over here, I had 70 people say that they were interested in it. And if I go over here, I can look at the RSVPs, and now I had 75 total RSVPs, and here you can see they're always listed with those people being connected to you first. So obviously lots of first degrees here, but if I go towards the end of this list of people who had said that they were interested or attending, here you'll see lots of second degrees, not connected at all. So all of these people now came back and clicked they were interested or attending the event that I wasn't connected to. And this all happened because I had so many, I think it was roughly 50 to 55 of my first degree connections simply clicked on that interested button. And so it got that much extra visibility. So that's how you can go about building an event very easily, creating the event. And lastly, as I said, I created this event even though I'm not the person owning it or organizing it. You can see it sits out here, it says claim this event. So what I'll do next is I'll let the person know who is organizing the event that I've created it. He can come in and he can click on claim this event, and he can then set it up so that nobody else can make changes, or he can make changes at any time because he owns the event. But if it's not your event, don't ever claim it. You can create it and leave it out there so that way if there's some false or misleading information, the people who are running the event can come back in and make those edits very, very easily. So when's your next event? Are you going to utilize this strategy? I hope so. It can be a really great winning strategy, and hopefully you will find much success with it. Thanks again, and if you have any other questions, please join the LI Ninja Black Belt group on LinkedIn, and I'm happy to answer those questions at any time. You can also sign up for my free LinkedIn Ninja e-course at linkedinninja.com. Thanks, and have a great day.